Greetings, fellow nerds! Welcome to another MTG NerdPhil video where we are doing some more Strixhaven stuff in Standard. And, we're going to get a little kooky this time around. This probably will never see meta play, but I'm going to have a lot of fun trying to make this deck work. So if you want to see more stuff like that, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so it'll be easier time finding me in the future. And by the time you see this video, I may be streaming on Twitch, usually from 7 to like 11 or 12. Pacific time, 7 p.m. to midnight Pacific time, because I still work full time, need to kind of survive, and but if you see that description, be sure to hit me up, follow me, and yeah, I'm excited to see what the next chapter of my life is. So question of the day, you always know we gotta have one. What has been your favorite Magic set since however long you've been playing? I'm a bit sucker for nostalgia. I started in Kaladesh, and I just had a lot of fun time. I really liked the theme of it. I was very new to Magic, and I thought it was a great theme, great world, great setting. So I still love Kaladesh. I really miss kind of that futuristic steampunk type setting. So, but I'm excited to explore the Innistrad one. That's because I never got to play with the other one. So, but yeah, let me know what is your favorite set down in the comments below. And of course, as always, if you want to see your deck featured on a fan submission Friday, where every Friday if someone has posted a deck list where there's an AetherHub link or an entire deck list, copy and paste it in the comments, be sure to do that. Just write it down in the comments down below. So today we are looking at not MA, but Lorehold Clerics. I'm going to put that in here. So this deck is pretty aggressive. There's like a sub theme of life gain also involved, but it's not like, out of all the tribal decks, this is like kind of strange because it doesn't have that much synergy with one another, but it has access to a lot of great cards. So let me show you what we are working with. So we're playing 3 Speaker of the Heavens, great card overall. Again, since we have a bit of life involved, we can potentially make those 4/4 angels. Luminarch Aspirant, of course, one of the strongest clerics. Rally the Ranks. Just playing as a 2/of, this deck is fine without Rally the Ranks, but it's nice to get a small Anthem effect. 2 Fire Prophecy, and we're playing Plarg and Augusta. So Plarg is pretty good as a 2-drop because it loots, which is pretty good, and 5 mana later we can play certain cards in our deck, which is also pretty great. But Augusta is probably one of our greater win conditions. Just makes attacking or defending a lot easier for us, and I really like her. I think she's a great addition. 4 Banishing Lights for removal, 4 Vouchers Requeries to trigger the life gain on all the clerics, 3 Bone Crusher Giants. I dropped the number to 3 because I wanted to make room for other cards. 3 Venerable Warsingers, which does get Fire Prophecy back, which is pretty solid overall. Oh, it's target creature card. I'm sorry. Actually, it gets a lot of things back, actually. Because we are playing Fire Prophecy, so we get the Luminarch Aspirant or the Speaker of Heavens back. I wanted to play more instant sorceries, but or more creatures that were on the low end, but in the best of one, you want to go more mid-range. Glorious Protector. We're not playing a bunch of angels beyond the Righteous Valkyrie, so this card is actually pretty good, whether we foretell it early or whether we just use it immediately. 2 Blade Historians to get a little bit more aggressive, and 1 Outlaw's Merriment because it does create a cleric, so I figured why not. 4 Ember Cleaves, of course, and then 2 Mirror's Call, 2 Silent Scroll Smashings, 3 Castle Veils, 5 Plains, 5 Mountains, 4 Pathways, and 2 Fabled Passage. So yeah, overall this deck is okay. It's interesting because the Lorehold also, some of the clerics want spirits as well, so you got like a weird half and half mix almost. And I just, I might try that later on. So we're gonna mulligan this, of course. Not a surprise there. We'll go ahead and keep this. This is doable. Kind of like Outlaw's Merriment, but I guess in this case it doesn't matter that much. We might have to take 3 here, but yep, get the red mana. And I'm actually digging some of these mountains. I wish that all of them. Okay, we're playing against mono red, so this will be a good take on how our deck will do. Let's set this for white. Because you're always going to run into mono red, right? There's always going to be people trying to climb up the ladder. I actually climb up the ladder with mono green. If I want to kind of... Oh, it's actually Rakdos. Okay. So I was wrong. Is this Rakdos Knights? I haven't seen that in a very long time. Okay. So lots of things happening here. This is going to be pretty painful, but we do have to take it nonetheless. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this is very painful, but it kind of has to be done, honestly. I'm going to actually go ahead and put it on here. And no taps. So again, Augusta does make our deck a little bit more defensive. It helps. And I did put the counter on Augusta because they could be playing Heartless Act with the access to black. So, and I probably would have put it on her anyway, regardless, just for a little bit more defense as well. So it helps a little bit. Next turns will be I mean, we have Vanishing Light, which is pretty solid. What's great about Augusta is that you can attack. She kind of gives your creature pseudo-vigilance if you want it to. Okay, that really was unfortunate, actually. Okay, we might have to just block here straight up, so... so... Taking 6, that's half our life. I'm gonna lose the Aspirant, but... Unfortunately, our opponent is getting pretty lucky here, so... and we drew into another land, so it's not particularly helpful. Creatures kind of got pseudo-vigilance there as well. Okay, I'm going to get rid of one of the knights. Submit 0. Okay. Hopefully they're getting mana screwed a little bit. Do they have another Claim the Firstborn? Okay. Cool. So we are going to lose to kind of that situation of the opponent getting everything they needed for a Rakdos aggro deck, which is fine. Those kind of decks are going to exist. They don't require much change. Claim the Firstborn has always been a pretty solid card all around, especially in a meta where especially because it just hits so many good things. Like, I think it should hit 2 or less, not 3 or less, personally speaking, but it's just an opinion. But it's all good. Those kind of decks, they're gonna stick around forever, right? Oh gosh, it's just unfortunate that our land comes in tapped. Again, this is the kind of the randomizer just doing its thing. I think we're playing against rogues. So again, another good deck to see how we're doing. Again, this deck isn't like super meta by any means. Yep, this is rogues, 100%. No surprise whatsoever. I'm actually going to go ahead and do this. Actually going to put Speaker of the Heaven at the bottom. Yeah. Forest Protector, pretty solid. I just don't want him to get free mills if I can avoid it. I'd rather just, you know, kind of deal with the things that come. That are a little bit more... oh, solid draw. I'm going to go ahead and start with Luminarch Aspirant. Because if he doesn't... Because mostly they play Heartless Act, so if I can get Luminarch Aspirant going while protecting my creatures, it helps a little bit, right? So... I may end up playing Plarg. We'll kind of see what's in store for us. Should be okay. Hopefully we can draw into a land. That'd be pretty nice as well. But we would also need a white land preferably. So we don't. Again, not a surprise, honestly. I'm actually going to go ahead and remove the Wind Robber before he gets to draw a card off of it. So it would have been great to, of course, get a land. Actually, any land would have done. The white land, of course, gets the Glorious Protector, which is nice, but it's good to know how to play from behind. So we milled 2 things that weren't land, so we weren't getting a land for 2 more turns anyway, for whatever reason. That's nice. Okay, he spent the mana for Loris. Alright, there we go. That's what we like to see. We're still in a weird spot. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So I could play the Bonecrusher. Bonecrusher Giant actually is okay. Kind of Luminarch Aspirant has done her thing, so should be okay. If he plays Dolores, then he's really screwed. I think he has to remove the Bone Crusher. Okay, so that's to go in for the attack. Okay, I think we lost two. Yeah, we lost two of the four Righteous Valkyries, which is... I'm not really sure how to quite take that. It's not a bad card, honestly. I'm going to kind of wait and see what our opponent does here. Probably has a removal spell in the works, which is actually not that bad. Okay. Just going to wait. Kind of see what our opponent does. Opponent's playing from super far behind. Okay, drown in the log. It's actually fine. I'm actually gonna go ahead and play the Outlaw's Merriment. I don't think he has a counter, so this card seems strange, and it's our 1-of, so I can't believe we're getting to play it. But it gives us access to creatures, which is pretty important, right? It gives us some form of stability against our opponent. So I actually think that was a pretty good draw there, and that was weird that our 1-of came up, but it does happen. All right, we beat Dimir Rogues. Looks like their hand wasn't like super turbo heavy, like they didn't get like all the crazy 1-drops in the beginning. So, and they usually, if they're paying 3 mana to get lures into their hand, excuse me, that's a good sign for us, because that usually means they probably had a lot of for into the story. I think that's what it is. The one that draws you 4 cards. So, all right, I'm playing against Wanzi. Okay. Oh, this is a great hand. I like this hand a lot. It's a clear turn 2 and a clear turn 3. Not as clear turn 3, just kind of depends. I like both our turn 3s. Actually pretty solid. The Warbringer can potentially bring back the Luminarch Aspirant, so that's pretty solid. Oh, it's foretelling here. It's a little anonymous. Or a little ominous. Not anonymous. It is an anonymous card. Okay, let's try to... Looks like we're playing against Sultai. Sultai Snow, okay, so... I'm actually gonna just go ahead and get rid of Yorn. Because Yorn is a card that just enables that deck to go... do a lot of things really quickly, so that's not something I particularly want to see right now. I think they foretold the extra turn card. That would be my best guess. Okay, so we're off to a great start. We drew 3 Ember Cleaves. That's a little unusual, but it does happen. Where our deck decides to give us 3 of the same card. Okay, they're chump blocking. That's a really good sign for us. Or they have a board wipe that... Oh, this is saw it coming. Okay, cool. That's fine. Rather have them counter that than the Ember Cleave, and we might be able to get the Ember Cleave if we draw land next turn, so... Yeah, getting rid of the Yorn was huge, honestly, so... Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. They have to counter it now. Because Rally the Ranks is... okay, so they had to eliminate. It was unfortunate, but it's not the worst. He can't eliminate this card, so that's kind of nice. Alright, we'll kind of see what we can do here. Yeah, handle with 3 Ember Cleaves, pretty strange. Again, just so you know, if you're new to this channel, I know a lot of you guys are new viewers and probably haven't subscribed, but be sure to click that button for me. Oh, they decided to get the Yorn back. Okay, that's actually fine. See, this is what I mean. Like, we're gonna get Outlaw's Merriment instead of another land, which is strange, but okay. Outlaw's Merriment's actually okay here. It does help us with the Ember Cleave actually, because oh, does it get Summoning Sickness? I think it does actually. Well, they all have haste, so it's actually fine. Alright, so let's see what our opponent does here. Spirit of Algar, pretty common card that we'll see. Probably attacks here, gets all his lands untapped. Yeah, Yorn just enables the deck like crazy. It's kind of insane. Okay. Deal 1 damage. Okay. Unfortunately, the rogue is probably one of the worst ones we could pick up, but... Huh? Oh, that's actually a great pickup. I'm gonna do it now. Because I don't need 3 Ember Cleaves. So Fire Prophecy coming in real handy, which is nice. See if oh no, he's waiting to see if he wants to do that. I don't need 3 Ember Cleaves. Righteous Valkyrie, not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and name this for Clerics. If I can find it. There we go. And then he probably taps down, yeah, R3/4. Okay, no attacks. Human Rogue will most likely be Chump Blocker for the 6/4. The 1/2 doesn't really do much. The 3/1 actually kind of does. The Cleric kind of does as well. Because the Cleric has, well, it's a Cleric. So, easy decision to block here. Don't really need a 1/2 sticking around. The Icebind Pillar is an interesting decision. It's not one I would choose all the time, but I can see why the opponent would feel the need to put it in the deck. Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually pretty solid. So, drawing 3 cards, actually pretty huge here. So, now the opponent has refreshed their hand. We could be in a lot of trouble here. Okay, wow. They kept 3 to the top. That's not great for us, but when you're scoring 5, likely to get a good... Okay. It's actually pretty nice. Probably taps... It actually doesn't matter as much what he taps down. Because I still get the double strike. So I am going to end up taking the 7 here, which is fine. But the double strike with Outlaw's Merriment is actually... Maybe I should be playing more copies of Outlaw's Merriment is what I'm seeing at the end of the day. Oh, he said good game. So that's not a good sign for us. Goes for the Eliminate. Eliminate's such a great card, honestly. It's insane how good the card is. Luckily, Outlaw's Merriment is just providing us that extra body of creatures that really helps us out here. So... I'm okay with this. He always has to keep 1 mana up as well. Okay, it does 1 damage to any target. That's fine. Okay, that was actually a great draw because now he does still have the potential to play Saw It Coming, which could really hurt us, right? So, well, okay, so here's the thing. So he has to block. Looks like he's going for... I'm not sure what he's going for. Green. Okay. So that worked out pretty well for us. Because we're still doing what we want at the end of the day. Okay. Okay. So, gonna get my Ember Cleave going. Boom. So he actually could have used his land to tap down one of my creatures before combat, which I think would have been the right choice, but he decided to go for the making a 4/4. So we'll get it for one more game here. Again, this deck, there's not like a whole lot of synergy, but there's just a lot of good cards to at least make sure that the deck functions in some way or another. So it's good enough to put into standard ranked. I guess what I also should be doing in the middle of these is I should be playing more Outlaws Merriment. That card has been kind of crazy good for some reason. Just kind of with the situations more than anything. I don't think it's a great card, honestly, because the creatures, there are good enchantment removals in the meta right now. So I'm not really sure what to think. Think we're just kind of getting lucky. Oh, we do need to draw a land at a certain point. But I'm going to try and kick things into high gear. I'm not sure if this is Azorius control or Esper control, because if it's Esper, then I have to think about my counters differently. Looks like it's just straight up Azorius, which is fine. Okay, we did not draw the land, which is fine. It's not what I would have liked, but I'm just gonna try to get as aggressive as I can. Would have loved to play another Speaker of the Heavens. Oh geez, what is going on? Trying to think here. If like a Doomscar comes in, then like I have to think about. All right, I'm gonna get in for one more game because looks like our control player just got stomped over, even though we only had 2 lands. But they don't know that. Again, there are crazy starts like that, but that's always a hand that I think is worth keeping because you still have plays even if you don't draw your 3rd land. But I honestly think they probably could have held out if they had a removal spell, because I had really nothing else going for me at that point. Besides the Dean and the Speaker of the Heaven. I would have most likely played the Righteous Valkyrie. Just to get the Anthem effect going as well, which is, I think Valkyrie's Anthem effect is pretty strong. But if you're at 27 life, you've already kind of made your point of like, I am extremely aggressive. Oof, this is a rough hand. I am going to keep it. I am going to try and play a Plarg here on turn 2. So against the Yori and Esper deck. So again, this will be a good test run. I'm gonna go ahead and play this tapped. I don't think I'll be at the point where I need to use it, so... Oh, okay, this is a Sultai variant. This is actually... I've had a lot of trouble with the Sultai variant, if I'm frankly honest, so this will be... this will be a good way to see how we're doing here. Okay, has an Opt. Makes sense. Opt is, I think, a fantastic card. He kept on top. That's not a great sign. Could be just a land, but... Lost Rat's Nightmare. Makes sense. Totally makes sense. Gonna lose the Embercleave as well. I've been drawing lands like non-stop. Yeah, the only non-land card I haven't drawn is the Venerable Warsinger. So I lose the Embercleave here, which is fine. We have 4 of those, but looks like he also has another removal spell. Oof. We're gonna just have to burn through the removal spells as fast as we can. Okay, Visionary actually fine here. We can actually get the Plarg back as well. That actually ended up working out pretty well. I'm actually going to go ahead and Blade Historian here. So I kind of have like a mini Embercleave going, which is hilarious. Yeah, Warsinger with our 2-drops is super solid because we have good 2-drops like Lumark Aspirant, of course. So we're actually doing pretty well. I'm actually surprised. So he drew a lot of Landware Visionaries. Not with a whole lot of backup. I don't need to play the second Blade Historian. There's no such thing as Triple Strike. I think that's like in like those the unsets or whatever they're officially called. Okay. That is fine. Yep, that's fine. I actually don't think he knew how the card worked. Because double strike, so I'm actually going to go ahead and kill that card as well. We're going to hold here. There's no reason to play our second Blade Historian, but we get to still activate Castle Ardenvale. Fine, that's fine. Figure that would be coming. And I think we win here. I'm actually going to beat Sultai Yorion. That's kind of crazy. Okay, I'm going to end it there before I push my luck. I did I only lose the first game? Wow, that's kind of crazy actually. So we're in Plat 2. So again, if you see a Twitch link in the description down below, be sure to follow me there. Again, I'll be going live usually around like 7 to midnight PST time, PM. So I hope you'll support me there as well. We're on our way to 300 subscribers. I'd really like to see your support, especially if you're new. So yeah, thank you for everything. Honestly, it's been an amazing time. I feel a lot more free with school over and my internship over. So yeah, it's been great. So right now up top, YouTube is showing a video of my most recent upload, and then right below that is a video that YouTube thinks you specifically like. Probably a deck you haven't seen me play, so go ahead, check those videos out. It really helps me out. Explore our channel. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you for your next NerdPhil.